Hello everybody, today we are out working some bees. We have some bees that are in nuc boxes. And basically nuc boxes are how you start your bees out. If you buy bees from a company, they're usually going to come in a nuc box. Or if you catch swarms, normally you're going to put them in a nuc box like this. And basically a nuc box is a 5-frame box. And all that is 5 frames for them to start their brood on and get going. As you're working them, the bees will grow and grow and you will expand them into a regular hive body. So this is what you call a deep frame hive body. So when you have two to raise bees, you're going to have one of these that you're going to put your bees in, and they're going to raise their brood, which is all their babies. Then you're going to add another deep box when they get that full, and that's going to be for their honey store. And when they get that for their honey store, that gives them enough honey to survive on in the winter. In our climate, one deep box will get them through winter. In other climates, they may need more. So once they fill the bottom box up and fill a deep box up, after that, you can start adding more, and that's where you get the honey that you get to keep for yourself. So bees kind of can get agitated and kind of act a fool sometimes. So when that happens, all you got to do is you use what's called a smoker. And I use basically wood chips like you would use for barbecuing. And all you got to do is you just kind of squirt some of that smoke on them, and you can see it just instantly calms them down. So what we're going to do is we are going to take, and we're going to set this hive up. So we live in a hot environment. I use what's called a vented bottom. And basically the bottom of my hives are screened, and then we slide a piece of board up underneath them in the wintertime to kind of keep the air from going all crazy in them. But this helps with a lot of things. It lets the waste fall down. If they end up getting mites on them, a lot of times they fall through, and they work pretty good in our environment. So we are going to set that up on top, and then these are what are the frames. These frames are what they're going to put their honey on, and you can see they're already embossed with the shape of honeycomb, and that kind of helps give them an advantage on getting things set up a little bit faster. So we're going to set these in place. So I've got 5 of these here that we're going to put in. And then this nuc box is going to have 5 in it. So what we're going to do is we are going to take, we're going to spray them one more time with some smoke. Make sure they're as calm as we're going to possibly be able to get them. Now when you're getting wild bees and such like these, we don't know their temperament. They could be really crappy and really agitated, or they could be really calm. But even calm bees are going to get a little bit upset when you rip their home apart. This is no different than when you see people on the news that have been through a tornado and the hillbillies flailing around and stuff. If your home's picked up and shaking around, it's going to get you agitated. So just try to be as easy with them as you can. You can see I have to use this little pry bar because they stick things together pretty dang good. So once I open this, I'm going to hit them with some smoke one more time just to calm the bees that are in here down. And it looks like we're going to be pretty lucky. They seem to be pretty calm. So inside this nuc box is going to have 5 frames. So when you order your bees, they're going to come just like this. Or if you catch them and you raise them up into a nuc box. And you can see that they all just kind of hanging around. They're not all crazy acting. You can see this is a different kind of hive frame, and it is a plastic one. And if you look right here, that is where they're starting to lay brood, and that's where they're going to have their babies. So when you see stuff like that, that is what you call brood cell. Right here you see one that's starting to kind of point out. That is where they're going to try to raise their own queen. And when you see that, you want to smash that, because if they're starting to try to have queens, that means they want to swarm, and you don't want that to happen. So when you have a hive, you want to check for those. and they'll get bigger and look like peanuts actually. Okay, so we got them all in there, and you can see there's still a bunch of bees in this box. And they don't know where they're going or what's going on, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this box, undo the lid, we're going to just kind of shake them off inside this hive. And once we get that done, we're going to put the lid on them. And we'll leave this Nuc box left open right above them where they can get all this other bee stuff out of the way, where they can kind of find their way into the hive. And you can see that they're working themselves going in and checking that hive. So by this evening, hopefully all these bees that are in this Nuc box will end up in there. And guys, that's it. You see they're swarming all around, and I'm staying calm. As long as you stay calm, you're never going to have any issues. But if you start flailing around and jumping them or smashing them, they'll put off a pheromone that freaks all the others out, and they'll get pretty agitated then. So just stay calm, work them, and they're pretty easy to work. I will go through as these things advance along and show you the different things to check for. So as far as this is now, that's how you transfer a nuc to a hive body. So we appreciate you guys watching and hope this helps.